Hello. We just wrapped up a Bodegas LAN tasting on Twitter with hashtag Wine Studio and at Bodegas LAN. So we discussed the 2016 Crianza. This is a youthful wine with some oak and some bottle aging, high acid, about medium ruby. This is a good wine for high acid foods. The one that I really enjoyed today and tonight, this is their 2012 Reserva. This has more oak, more bottle aging, more depth of flavor, and I found it really improved and enhanced the flavor of foods that I paired it with. It's a little chilly out here, so I'm not sure how long I'll stay. But I wanted to just kind of do a wrap up after we did our Twitter tasting. And also I have beef sausage to go with the wine. This wine is from the Rioja region of Spain. They're mostly Tempranillo with a little Mazuelo or Cariñena blended in. The Crianza that it's over here, I'm going to ignore. But the Reserva that I'm tasting just adds another dimension to the food when you pair it. It goes great with the beef. Also had some fried potatoes with onions and with tomato and garlic. And that also worked really well with this wine. Took a rustic dish and in a way sort of elevated it. Just added another dimension that I really enjoyed. So a big thank you to Tina of Wine Studio for inviting me to participate this month with the tasting of the Bodegas LAN and all the wines. So we're doing a month of Tuesdays where we'll be discussing the Bodegas LAN portfolio, talking about place, talking about soil, talking about climate. And they also have a very specialized oaking program, which is different from other people. They even have hybrid oak barrels with American oak staves, but then the caps on the bottom and the top of the barrels are French oak. And it's a way of adding flavors to their wines without having to blend wines, because the two different oaks add two different types of aromatics and flavors. So that's pretty neat. We'll be discussing that more next week. I don't know that you can see the color, probably not, it's too dark. But when you compare the two wines, you'll notice that the Reserva is a little bit darker than the Crianza, the younger one. And some of that has to do with the aging, but also with the Tempranillo grape variety aging, and then also with that oak component. The Reserva has more oak contact because it's in contact with oak longer than the younger one is. Or it's a little chilly out here. But the other reason I like these Wine Studio tastings is it's a chance to confirm that my palate is correct and is in the right place. When I start to see descriptors from other people, from other states, other parts of the country, different time zones, who've eaten different foods or different environments, and when their vocabulary is nearly identical to my vocabulary, it means that we're agreeing on what we smell and taste in the wines. So for me, that's reassuring. It's a way of resetting it and assuring that my palate, my nose, and my sense of taste are working properly and correctly, and that I can talk to other people and have a conversation using similar vocabulary. There's a nice bit of earthiness and depth to this wine on the Reserva that I like. The other reason I like these tastings that we do on Twitter with Tina and Wine Studio and other people that she's invited to participate is I know a number of those people, and we've shared food and wine together other places in the past. And even though it's been several years since I've seen Tina and Debbie and some of the others, and Bill, it's a chance to sit together at the same moment in time, even though we're separated by many miles, and we can have that conversation and renew the connections and the friendships. And that's the other part that I like about wine and food, is how it brings people together. So, salud, cheers, salud, santé. I hope you have a chance to enjoy some of these wines from Bodegas LAN, and I hope you enjoy them as well as I have. This has a retail price of $20 for the Reserve. Tremendous value, I think, tremendous value. And then the Crianza is at $14, which is, I think, priced correctly. Youthful wine. This is not a serious wine. And once again, I think this is really meant for high acid foods. So don't be afraid of salads. Don't be afraid of something that has a lot of lemon in it, maybe even seafood. How about gambas, shrimp? They could be spicy, could be tomato-based sauce. But I think something with a lot of lemon juice on it would be good. Chicken. There's something with a lot of acid. And it doesn't have to be fancy. I think this would be a great choice. And a good introduction to Tempranillo from Spain. Whereas the Reserva, well, this really did add a nice extra level of depth and class to the foods. It took a nice dish and just made it a little bit more special. So I would strongly encourage that you get the Bodega LAN from Rioja, Spain, their 2012 Reserva. Lovely wine. Okay, cheers. I'm going to sit down here for a moment. I hear the coyotes howling. I don't know if you can hear it on the camera, but I can hear them. So even chilled outside, the wine tastes pretty darn good. Mike?